4th down and 6. Old Bridge gotta have it. Shotgun formation. Nugent, a lot of time. Rolls out. He's running out of space. Will roll the other way. They look, corner of the end zone. Touchdown!
Rowan heading for the touchpad with the lead, and the props will take the men's 400-yard freestyle relay.
Andrews will be in shotgun. He takes the snap, fakes the handoff. He'll throw it down the left sideline. He's got a wide open receiver. He's got the touchdown.
Motion man is Simmons. Trotman throwing towards Simmons down the field, and he makes the catch in traffic for a Bearcats touchdown.
Back to pass, middle of the field. The catch is made by Britt. She's off to the races at the 40, the 30, the 20, the 10. Britt is in for the score.
Back on in, here's Yoxon. Yoxon to the backhand, trying to go to the front, makes the move and shot, and he scores!
And Gracie comes set and delivers. And that's it on the ground to second. Throw to first, in time, and the ball game is over. South Shore survives a late scare, and they are the 2024 New York State Little League Baseball champions. Live from Great Kills Little League in Staten Island, New York, the PDF Sports Network is proud to welcome you into coverage of the 2025 New York State Little League Baseball Championship. This morning, we open pool play with our first matchup of this year's state championship. That will see St. James-Smithtown Little League taking on Penfield Little League. Good morning, everybody. Once again, my name is Joe Foreman alongside Nicholas Pavona. The two of us will be on the call with you all week long. 12 games of pool play, the skills competition, the semifinal, and of course the championship on Friday. And Nick, we've been waiting for it all year. We've been looking forward to it all morning. Finally, it is here, our first matchup of pool play. And of course, as you mentioned during our coverage of the welcome parade, this week is all about the kids. You know how excited we are. I can't imagine what it's like to be in one of those two dugouts right now.
Yeah, I mean, you kind of feel the energy in this entire stadium, field, whatever you want to call it, from the fans that are here, the parents that are supporting their local teams. For any listener or viewer at home that is watching these games around the PDF, we appreciate everyone tuning in for these games. But, yeah, for these kids, it's got to be a very welcoming experience. You know, obviously for Penfield, Joe, this is a team that we've seen before here in PDF. We've covered them the last two tournaments. For St. James-Smithtown, this is the first time they're here in this tournament, going to be covered for the first time here on PDF, and they'll look to make sure that they could start off pool play with a potential 1-0 record.
Well, we are going to have starting lineups introduced. Let's turn it over to the best Bob Shepard impersonator in the game for the introduction of starters. Joe Foreman and Nicholas Pavona back with you here on the PDF Sports Network as we are just moments away from our first game of pool play in the 2025 New York State Little League Baseball Championship. Our first game of this year's tournament will see St. James-Smithtown Little League taking on Penfield Little League. And Nick, very quickly, I will get our viewers the starting lineup for the visiting team in this game. That will be St. James-Smithtown. Leading off will be the first baseman, 0, Chase Saxon. Batting second will be the second baseman, number 34, Dominic Simonello. Batting third is the pitcher, number 9, Jeremy Katz. In the cleanup spot is the third baseman, number 27, Ryan Delgado. Batting fifth is the shortstop, number 13, Andrew Barbado. Batting sixth is the right fielder, number 7, Eric Hansen. Batting seventh is the center fielder, number 29, Kevin Moran. Batting eighth, extra hitter, number 23, James Santelli. Batting ninth, left fielder, number 15, Lucas Costas. Batting 10th, extra hitter, number 2, Gary Rocco. Batting 11th, catcher, number 21, J.T. Borowski. And batting 12th, extra hitter, number 5, Hunter Falcone. On the mound for Penfield will be number 24, Colin Murray. First pitch of the 2025 New York State Championship is high for ball one, and we are officially underway from Great Kills. Here comes the 1-0 pitch, and that one is taken just below the knees for ball two. 2 balls and no strikes. Pitch counts are on the center field scoreboard. We'll keep you updated on those throughout the afternoon. As the 2-0 pitch misses up and away for ball 3.
Good start here early in this quick 3-0 count, trying to fix our current graphic for our scoreboard in the meantime.
That pitch in for the game's first strike. The count 3-1. The 3-1 on its way. And that is sliced foul out of play down the left field line. And the first batter of the game has run a full count, 3-2. Murray working from behind, 3-0. Has worked it back full on the bump. Pitch on its way. Outside, ball 4. And the first batter of the game has drawn a walk.
So a good start to this game right there for St. James-Smithtown. They get a leadoff walk drawn by Saxon. And now Dominic Simonello will now have an opportunity here with an early base runner.
We're having an issue with the logos on our scoreboard right now. We'll fix that during the break. And there's a half swing on that pitch by Dominic Simonello. He went around, and that is strike 1. That pitch in for a called strike. And quickly, Murray gets ahead of Simonello, 0-2.
Very important here for Murray after issuing that leadoff walk. And you can bounce right back with a strikeout right here.
That one's chopped to the left side. Throw to second for 1, but they will not turn the double play. We apologize for not switching the camera. Still working on that scoreboard issue. That will wait until our first commercial break. 1 away here in the opening half inning. And Jeremy Katz will be the batter.
So nice pass right there. Murray, as we mentioned, on the mound for Penfield here today. Issued that leadoff walk. Got the force out at second base on the chopper to short. So now 1 away in the inning. Runner now at first once again for St. James-Smithtown.
Jeremy Katz will face his counterpart as he takes up and away for ball 1. Simonello, the runner, over at first after reaching on the fielder's choice as that pitch missed outside, 2-0.
And we've already talked about, Joe, the importance of pitch counts over the week for both of these teams. So that one misses low. But we've talked about how a pitch count can be very, very worrying for one of these teams because as you're trying to go through this first day of pool play, you're also having to look forward to the next 2 games of pool play as well, if you could get to the next semifinal as well as the championship if you're able to get there. But today is a first important step for all these teams, and monitoring that pitch count is going to be something that they have to look into.
Already 13 for Murray here in this first inning. And that one's in at the knees for a called strike, 3-2 now.
As you mentioned, that was last pitch was number 14. Full count here. We're 3-2 with still a runner on.
That's taken down and away, ball 4. Second walk of the inning issued by Murray. And St. James-Smithtown now has 2 on.
Oh, we talked to John Malone earlier in the welcome parade, Joe. He mentioned about Jeremy Katz and Ryan Delgado being 2 of the top players for this St. James-Smithtown team, a big reason why they are in this tournament. We saw Katz right there issue the walk, and now an RBI opportunity for Delgado here, the left-handed hitter.
Not an ideal situation to start this game for Penfield. 2 on and 1 out in the inning. And the cleanup hitter for St. James-Smithtown, Delgado, at the plate. He looks at a called strike, 0-1. Comes the 0-1. That misses outside, 1 ball and 1 strike. Less than 2 outs. It's always of paramount importance to keep that ball in front of you behind the plate as well. Don't want the runner to move over to third with less than 2 away. As that's taken high and outside, 2-1.
Yeah, the last 2 have missed on the outside right there for Murray. So trying to find some rhythm right here. Give credit to this Smithtown team. They have worked the count early in this first inning.
And the 2-1 missed badly. Once again, DePaula forced to spring out of his crouch and stop that one, and that will prompt a visit from the dugout.
Well, I think if you look at it in this way, Joe, you have to think about the scenario because you have the cleanup hitter at the plate, and we know about what Delgado has done coming up into this tournament. So it's not necessarily you want to walk him in this spot to load the bases, but when you have that cleanup hitter at the plate, you really don't want to give him anything good to hit. Those last 3 pitches we've seen as a testament to that. He's thrown all 3 on the outside, but it's just missed badly, unfortunately, on that outside corner. So trying to find something that he can maybe force Delgado to chase on the outside, force maybe a potential ground ball, and if lucky enough for Penfield, they can maybe turn the double play to end this inning.
Pitch on its way to Delgado, and that's hit well out towards center field and over the glove of the center fielder. Sage had it go right over his glove. It rolled all the way to the fence, and that will bring in the game's first run.
And I think lucky enough for Penfield, Joe, that could have brought in 2 runs right there for St. James-Smithtown. They just missed an RBI, a 2-run opportunity, but they'll take the 1 run regardless. A huge hit right there off the bat of Delgado, and they now lead this game early 1-0.
That will go down as an RBI double. That ball was absolutely smoked, but it looked like Sage had a play on it. It got over his glove, and with that, it is an early lead for St. James-Smithtown. They lead at 1-0, but as you said, Nick, it could have been much worse. That ball was played quickly by Sage. He recovered nicely, and I think Penfield was helped in a sense with how hard that ball was hit. It took a nice bounce right back to Sage, and the base runners, of course, having to hold, anticipating that he might catch that ball.
You saw a look at the replay right there where the ball was out in center field. As you mentioned, it's just a little bit of a misplay, but as we mentioned also, a lucky enough break for Penfield that only 1 run was to come in. But now even more trouble here. Second and third, only 1 out in the inning. They do have first base open.
And that's hit pretty well out to right center field. That's down for an extra base hit. 2 runs will come in to score. And into second base standing is Andrew Barbado. He chases home 2 with a double.
Barbado crushed that one out into right center field, Joe. And we talked about it's a really dangerous spot when you have runners on second and third. There is nobody out in the inning, and you saw it right there how dangerous that could be. How about this start for St. James-Smithtown? 3 runs already here in this first inning. Still 1 out, and it's an early tough spot to be in right now if you're Penfield.
Eric Hansen, the batter now, as St. James-Smithtown looks to continue to pour it on here in the first. They've jumped out to a 3-run lead.
So look right there on the replay. Big double off the bat of Barbado.
And that gets to the backstop, and that will allow Barbado to take third as the throw in that direction bounced. But keeping it on the infield was Sapir over at third. Fortunately so, or that would have been another run.
For Murray now, that's 26 pitches in this first inning. Here comes the bunt shown.
That's bunted up the first baseline, but well foul. And the count runs to 1-2.
And this is where, if you're Penfield, this is where you have to start thinking early about this game because you have the whole pool play the rest of the week. So you don't want to make a decision early as of yet about if you want to make a pitching change. But it's been a rough start to the game for Murray, and I think the problem right now is for Penfield. St. James-Smithtown has been making some very good contact these last couple of at-bats, so that's got to be a little bit worrying. I think if you're Murray right here, you get a strikeout, that would be a huge momentum boost for this team if they want to get the second out and try to survive the inning.
Count even 2 balls and 2 strikes, and that one's blocked behind the plate once again. Another full count as Murray has been forced to work very hard here in the first inning. This next pitch will be number 30. And it is low for ball 4. They give a look toward third as trotting to first is Hansen. He is on with the 3rd walk of the inning, and that is going to be all for Murray.
And something to also note about before Murray was taken out, Joe, I think another factor this week for the pitching, the humidity is going to be tough for these players. It is very hot here at Great Kills. That humidity is going to play a big factor for some of the pitchers in this game, and Murray taken out after 30 pitches. First and third, still 1 out in the inning, and it's a 3-0 lead for St. James-Smithtown.
And with that, we're going to send it to a quick break. Our score, 3-0, St. James-Smithtown on top of Penfield in the top half of the first inning.
Awards and Trophy Center is proud to sponsor this week's New York State Little League Championship. Located at 1600 Highland Boulevard on Staten Island, We pride ourselves in not only building trophies, but building relationships, as we service our community and treat you like family. Your event and its achievements deserve the best. That's why Country Awards and Trophy Center is ready to work with all of our clients to make your event a memorable one, with awards, trophies, and gifts that make a lasting impression. Come see why we love our customers and they love us. Visit us today. NYS Industrial is your all-in-one supply and tool store for commercial, industrial, and domestic industries. A leader in HVAC supply stores, K&S provides various building and maintenance supplies for office buildings, industrial plants, schools, homes, and more. We also specialize in getting our customers hard-to-find items. If you're looking for HVAC supply stores that also offer anything else you might need, look no further than K&S Industrial. If they make it, we'll get it. K&S Industrial.
Logos aren't working. None of them are working. Oh. It might be because you didn't populate the rest. You have to populate. Worry about the cameras for now. Worry about the cameras.
And we are back from Great Kills Little League, where St. James-Smithtown has jumped out to an early 3-run lead.
And speaking of jump out to this lead, they also got a stolen base right there. It's now second and third.
Well, the heat is presenting a problem. It seems that our camera in center field, which is in the shade, is having some issues with overheating. So if that view does go frozen, we will switch to one of our alternate camera angles and set that on the pitcher and batter as that ball gets away to the backstop. Runners forced to hold with men on second and third.
We should also mention, Joe, we saw the pitching change as well for Penfield. Jace Hoagie is the new pitcher for Penfield, and comes in a tough spot.
That one blocked, and on that previous pitch, the runner from first did advance. That was Hansen. He moved up one base on the wild pitch. Staying put at third was Barbado. He previously advanced on a wild pitch by Murray. And that gets to the backstop, but Barbado won't think about it.
Now that loads the bases here. So for Penfield, obviously, any ground ball hit in the infield, you're going to go towards home to try to avoid another run from coming in. But not an easy task for Hoagie to come into this game. Came in with first and third, one out. The runner moved on the wild pitch to get second and third, one out. And now he loads the bases here after that walk right there.
Fourth walk of the inning, as Moran now stands over at first. James Santelli, extra hitter, is the batter. He's quickly behind 0-1.
Eighth hitter of the inning for St. James-Smithtown as well.
Now, was it a straight switch as the count evens at 1-1? Did Murray move to shortstop, Nick?
I'll have to double check for you in a second.
I think he did, as that's fouled away. He did.
Okay.
So it was a straight switch, Murray to short, and Hoagie the new pitcher. And that's taken high and outside. 2 balls and 2 strikes.
And no base open right here for Penfield, so can't afford another walk.
And that one misses low, running the count full, 3-2. Penfield has already walked 4 in the inning. A couple of wild pitches as well. And a walk here would force home a 4th run. As that is lined right at the spectators. Foul ball.
Shows great discipline, though, what the St. James-Smithtown has done so far, Joe, in this inning. You mentioned the 4 walks. They've already worked another full count right here, and they have a chance to walk in another run and make this an early 4-0 lead. They retrieve that ball from the seats. Time is called behind the plate.
Conversation here near the entrance to the dugout. Looks like an equipment issue.
Yeah, I was going to say the catcher went to go towards the dugout. And we mentioned it as well. I talked about it before we went to break, Joe. The humidity is going to play a factor today, so even for the catcher, that's going to be a big factor as well.
It is a full count. The bases are loaded. And there's a big swing and a miss for strike 3. That is a huge strikeout for Hoagie. Walked the first batter he faced, strikes out the second as Santelli goes down swinging.
Huge punch out, as you mentioned right there, for Hoagie. Keeps the bases stranded, 2 outs of the inning.
That pitch on the outside corner for a called strike 1 to Lucas Costas as the runner's now moving.
How about that, Joe?
And they
caught us off guard.
Home.
Yeah.
Wow, they caught me off guard, and they caught Penfield off guard. Heads up base running by Barbado as he steals home.
We'll get a look at it in the replay after during this at bat. But how about heads up base running? As you mentioned, they force the throw towards short, and that forced the runner to go from third to home, and it now is a 4-0 lead.
Well, the runners all got moving after that pitch, and that throw that they drew over to the left side of the infield allowed Barbado to score.
And you see right there, Barbado, he saw the throw towards short and immediately went right home.
And that breaking ball missed up and in. Count even 2 balls and 2 strikes here.
As I mentioned that last at bat, that was the 8th hitter of the inning. This is the 9th hitter of the inning now.
That pitch on the outside corner for a called strike 3. Costas goes down looking, but not before St. James-Smithtown strikes for 4 in the opening half inning. They lead Penfield 4-0.
Comes to sports, why be good when you can be legendary? At Legend Sporting Goods in Brooklyn, we service the community with only the best custom apparel, embroidery, and service, specializing in youth sports, so that the leaders of today become the legends of tomorrow. We're proud to support all of this week's great athletes and invite everyone to check us out and make us a part of your team. Come see why Legend Sporting Goods is in a class by itself. Visit us online or call us now.
And we are back for the bottom half of the first inning. Scoreboard issues resolved. As we have our scoreboard up and running now, our center field camera is now shaded, so hopefully we do not lose signal from out in center field again. But, Nick, I'd rather have an issue with heat than with rainfall, because if it begins to rain, we have to move, and we have to move quickly.
Thankfully, we haven't had an issue like that since we've covered this tournament. I think we had maybe one instance of that, and only, I think, a half-hour delay we had that one year. That was about it. So let's keep it that way.
We should be good to go the rest of the way, as that's fouled off. The count 1 ball and 2 strikes on the Penfield leadoff man, Easton Sage. Sage had an absolute rocket hit at him in center field during the last half inning. It went over his glove. That brought home a run as he checks the swing there, evening up the count at 2 balls and 2 strikes.
And how about this, coming into the inning for St. James-Smithtown, Joe? Jeremy Katz on the mound, early 4-0 lead for him to start this game.
That one fouled off. It stays 2-2. And you hate to see a play like that happen in the very first inning of a game, but you can put that in the rearview mirror quickly by getting on to lead off here in the home first. As we mentioned before, it is Jeremy Katz on the mound for St. James-Smithtown, and he has a strikeout to start his afternoon.
Got to look at that one. Nice strikeout to start this inning for Katz. Retires Sage, and there's now 1 down the inning.
Colin Murray will bat here. And they are pointing down the line. I believe somebody was active in the bullpen, and they had to get somebody in.
Looking over our shoulder, well, I shouldn't say our shoulder, but a little bit over the ledge that we're currently positioned at, there is a pitcher warming up.
They're going to get a helmet for one of the players involved in the bullpen session down the line. If you're on the field protecting pitcher and catcher, have to have a helmet down that line. So they get a helmet, and we resume play. Once again, Colin Murray, the batter. He got the start on the mound for Penfield. Struggled with command early, and very quickly, Nick, this turned into a very, very hot day. It was not so when we arrived earlier this morning. That one in for a strike.
It's kind of what it's been all week, if you think about it, too. It hasn't looked hot when you look at the weather, and then the humidity is just a huge, huge reason why it feels like this right now. And I can't imagine what it feels like for these players on the field right now, especially for Murray having to go through a very long first inning. He threw 30 pitches and allowed 3 runs.
That one hit on the ground to second. Throw goes to first in time, and very quickly there are 2 away in the home first.
Yeah, if you're Cats right there, after seeing what happened to Murray in that previous half inning, a long first for him. Cats looking to go down, get a 1-2-3 bottom half of the first inning, and he's got a chance to do it right here.
That's fouled off. Out toward the concessions and toward where we will be next week for the New York State Softball Championship. We look forward to that, our first time covering that event. At the plate here, Max DiGiacomo. He's behind 0-1 and slices that one foul. It's quickly 0-2.
And you see how he had to go for that pitch? It was a little bit on the inside. He kind of moved his front cleat in and still made contact with that ball, but he's quickly now behind the count 0-2.
2-strike pitch on its way. That's outside.
You mentioned the softball tournament we'll be covering in a couple of days. First of 10 days here at Great Kills for you and I.
Very busy week and a half for us. As there's a swing and a miss for strike 3. Second strikeout on the bump for Jeremy Katz, and he has himself a 1-2-3 first inning. We head to the second. St. James-Smithtown over Penfield, 4-0. And we are back from Great Kills Little League as we begin the second inning with St. James-Smithtown leading Penfield by a score of 4-0. And Nick, it took St. James-Smithtown just a couple of hits in that first inning to take the 4-run lead, but good discipline at the plate and some command issues on the bump for Penfield helped propel them to 4 runs. And
we saw 9 hitters come up to the plate in that first inning for St. James-Smithtown. So they're going to bring their bottom 3 hitters up to start this second inning. And a good thing for them as well, Jeremy Katz, their pitcher, got a 1-2-3 bottom half of the first. So he brings these hot bats back up to the plate here in the second inning. And Penfield also will send a new pitcher to the mound here in the second as well. Number 19, Mario Barbieri, is the new pitcher for Penfield. So he moves out of the extra hitter spot and will take over on the bump. I presume that means that Jace Hoagie will now become one of the extra hitters in the lineup. So another pitching change for Penfield. And you get the sense, Nick, that when you're trailing 4-0 early, you had a 1-2-3 first inning at the plate, maybe your focus shifts now toward preserving some pitches for that rotation the rest of the week. By no means are they out of this game, but that's something you have to think about. If you have a bunch of pitchers that exceed a high number of pitches in this game, you might not have them the rest of the week, and you don't want that for any of your key arms. So one skips in the dirt for a ball 1-0. But, yeah, I mean, it really comes down to how do you monitor your staff throughout the entire week, because, as you mentioned, even if you were to lose this game, it's not the end of your tournament. You still have a lot more life left. You still have 2 more games of pool play left after today. But you need to preserve your arms for those 2 games as well. So you have to figure that out as well over these next couple of days going into your next couple of matchups. So not an easy task for any of these staffs, but something they have to look into going on as the hours and days move on in this tournament.
At the plate here is Gary Rocco. He's ahead 2 balls and 1 strike. 10, 11, 12 due up for St. James-Smithtown here in the second. That's taken up and in. Henceforth, are they SJS, Nick? I think they are.
Yeah.
It's a mouthful.
Yeah.
Though they do have a mascot. Now, shame on me for not confirming. I believe it is the Bulls. But
you would think it's the Bulls with that logo. Heads up.
I noticed they had a logo with a mascot, and in my haste, I did not look up to confirm that it was indeed the Bulls. But very nice logo for them, and I think that's the first time we've seen that.
I'm sure if someone in our Boxcast chat could maybe tell us that.
Well, my computer is overheated now.
Okay, so
as that goes to the backstop. And once again, the inning begins with a walk for SJS, and they have leadoff man on here in the second.
Yeah, it is kind of a mouthful saying St. James-Smithtown the entire time, so maybe SJS. Kind of what happened a couple of years ago. We were calling East EGC with East Greenbush Castleton. So, yeah, we might have to do that.
Perhaps. With a man on now, JT Borowski takes a strike. A left-handed hitting catcher comes to the plate here with a man on, nobody out in the road second inning. That pitch taken down and away, and it's 1-1.
Well, I think this is really important for Penfield in this spot, Joe. I know it's only the second inning, but if you can get these 3 batters out, you already issued the leadoff walk, but you don't want to go back to the top of the lineup with runners in scoring position.
That pitch taken outside, and it's 2-1. So as a unit right now, the Penfield pitching staff struggling with command. I think if you're a hitter on the other side, your approach is to go up there and see some pitches. That one's grounded foul. Count even at 2.
Of course, right out cue as you say that. Foul ball's hit down the first base line.
You know on 2-1 you're probably going to get a good pitch to hit, especially after a leadoff walk.
Yeah.
But I'm thinking more upon your arrival at the plate. I wouldn't expect to see these hitters being overly aggressive. Here comes the 2-2 pitch. And that's down low for ball 3.
The full count here issued by SJS. Chance at first and second, still nobody out. Falcone on deck.
All right. I've rebooted our live chat as that's fouled away onto the concourse. I'm back in there.
Okay. It's good to hear.
If anybody has anything they want to let us know, feel free to do so via the Boxcast live chat.
Maybe we find out about if they're the Bulls or not. You had to think. The logo at least would tell you that.
There's ball 4. Back-to-back walks to open the second inning. And SJS has the first 2 batters on.
Joe, what do you think about the action right now on this spot?
Well, I know what you're about to ask me, and I think you can't do it with the walks. You can't bunt.
Okay.
And you're up by 4.
That's also true.
It is your number 12 hitter, though, and they will bunt.
Yeah.
And they will get the out at first.
You almost.
Oh, boy.
Yep.
Well, it is your 12 hitter, so you can double that as an attempt for a hit. I get it in that regard. But I think if it was your leadoff hitter or your 2 hitter, you probably don't.
Yeah, I figured because you have your number 12 hitter in the order, now you put both runners into scoring position, and now you're back to the top of the lineup here with just 1 gone in the inning.
The only reason that I would be hesitant to pull the trigger on the bunt is because of the command issues right now. And after walking back-to-back hitters, it's real tempting to see a pitch as that ground ball will potentially get a run in. They go home with it and don't get the out. I didn't think they had a play there.
Yeah, it didn't look like they did.
Yeah, I thought the play was to first, and very aggressively Murray came up throwing. They did not get the out at home, and I think that's going to be a fielder's choice RBI grounder off the bat of Chase Saxon. It's now 5-0 SJS.
SJS just continuing a very good onslaught so far in this game now. 5-0 lead here in this second inning. A great start to this tournament for them.
Runners still on the corners. That pitch misses high. The runner takes off for second, and they have to eat the ball behind the plate.
Yeah, no choice.
And it's tough when you're in a position like that, already trailing by 5. You want that out, and you feel like you might have them. It's tempting to throw, but you just can't do it.
Yeah, we already saw what happened in the first inning where you had that throw towards short, and that cost Penfield a run right there. So could be a 4-0 game instead of a 5-0 lead, but that's another costly run that's happened so far in these first 2 innings.
Another part of the equation as well, with the infield drawn in here. They hit the batter, but that will set up the force all around, and that goes right into the point I was about to make, Nick. You do have that open base at first, but you have the number 3 hitter and then the cleanup hitter on deck and in the hole. So really no escape here for Penfield without getting one of these big bats out. And this at-bat going to be a big one in this game with SJS already leading by 5.
Yeah, and Barbieri now had 18 pitches already in this inning, and bases are still loaded, just the 1 out. Of course, if any ground balls hit in the infield, you would expect them to go back towards home plate. As right now we're seeing Simonello get checked over by first base. Did take I don't know where exactly it hit him. It looked like maybe it caught him in the back. Looks to be okay. He'll stay on first base in this spot. A chance here for St. James-Smithtown, Joe. They could open this game up early, and if they keep this pace going, they could get an early mercy roll showing in this game.
That pitch not close. It's ball one. On third, Borowski, he walked. Saxon reached on the fielder's choice. He stands over at second. And on first, Simonello, who was just hit by the pitch. And now it's 2-0 on Katz.
You think here, if Barbieri walks the runner in, have to wonder, will Penfield make another pitching change here early in this game?
I think now, as that pitch catches the corner for a strike, 2-1, I think you're looking at it, or at least you're very close to looking at it in terms of keeping as many pitchers under the lowest threshold possible.
Right.
There's a swing and a miss, 2-2.
Well, you can tell right there what Katz is looking for on that pitch.
I had a well-organized list of all of those thresholds, but my overheated photo gallery does not want to display.
Not going to cooperate right now.
All right, I think we got it. As that pitch is taken high and the count runs full, but 1 to 20 pitches, no rest. 21 to 35, 1 day. 36 to 50, 2 days rest. 51 to 65, 3 days rest. 66 plus, 4 days rest. The limit, 85, as that swung on and missed for strike three. And that's a big strikeout for Barbieri. And it comes in a big spot with the bases loaded against the number 3 hitter. He's now 1 out away from escaping this inning, allowing just the 1 run.
And we'll see if he stays in the game. We're going to have a mound visit right here. We could have a pitching change, Joe, for Penfield with the lefty Delgado, who's already made a big impact in this one, had that RBI double back in the first. And he can certainly open this game up with one big swing. We'll see if they keep Barbieri on the mound or not.
All right, we have our first entry in the live chat. Nick, I am correct to refer to St. James-Smithtown as SJS. That is
okay.
Indeed how they refer to themselves.
Right.
SJS Mom letting us know that indeed they are the Bulls.
Appreciate
so,
that.
My lack of due diligence does not burn me in this spot. So thank you to that. And once again, we want to let everyone know that you can watch these games live and on demand all week long, completely free, right here on YouTube if that's where you're watching. But if you do grow tired of pesky YouTube ads, or you just want to support Great Kills Little League and the PDF Sports Network, you can purchase our premium pass on Boxcast. Enjoy this entire week's slate live and on demand, free of YouTube ads, and connect with Nick and I live on commentary via our live chat for just $5. All proceeds from sales of our premium pass go to Great Kills Little League and the PDF Sports Network. You can purchase an entire week of premium access for just $5 by visiting the link in the description or by scanning the QR code on your screen. We thank everyone who has decided to purchase already, and thank everyone who has been with us every step of the way here at the New York State Little League Baseball Championship. This is our 3rd year of coverage here on PDF. We do not know what a new host will bring next season, but we do hope to be there next year as well. We are going to try and make that happen, but if not, there's still plenty of great coverage to come here this year.
Joe, I want to mention we had a new pitcher for Penfield, Vinny Sapir, the new pitcher, bases loaded, 2 outs against Delgado.
Delgado came up in a big spot earlier at the plate. He's 1 for 1, drove in a run with a double to center. He's behind 0-1 and lines one to right field for a base hit. A wicked hop was reeled in nicely in right field by Emerine, but 2 runs will come in to score as Ryan Delgado has his 2nd RBI hit of the game. It's a 2-run single.
Delgado continues a nice start to this tournament, Joe. Huge hit out into right field. First time around, we thought maybe he could bring home 2 runs. They only got 1. This time around, he's got 2 runs scoring, and it's a very quick start. It's now 7-0.
That is a big 2 RBI hit there as the lead quickly balloons to 7. 3 more here in the 2nd for SJS. And Sapir's pitch swung on and missed there. He's quickly ahead. No balls and 2 strikes against Andrew Barbado.
You mentioned that hop that took out of right field. Heads up play in right field. That saved another run from scoring for sure.
That was a great play in right by Emerine to keep that ball in front of him as that one gets away just far enough to allow the runner to move to 3rd. The tail runner takes 2nd, and the throw gets away, allowing Delgado to score. Make that the lead runner, That was Simonello who scored. Delgado moves up to 2nd.
Another costly run right there issued by Penfield, and how about it now an 8-0 lead for SJS. Heads up.
Thankfully not our heads that are going up.
Gonna have to make sure we're okay.
So that's going to be an error on the throw, I believe. It bounced on its way to third.
There's a strikeout to end the inning.
So Sapir is able to set down Barbados swinging, but not before 4 more runs come home for St. James-Smithtown. They now lead it 8-0, heading to the home second.
Staten Island Academy is the only pre-K through 12 independent school on Staten Island. And it really is designed for students to go through the entire educational experience in one setting.
What the Academy seeks to do is take every student to accelerate their gifts and their strengths and to find those gifts and strengths that are yet unknown.
I think the community is something that you can't match anywhere else. It just makes you feel comfortable doing what you like to do every single day.
This tournament would not be possible without the great support of the Staten Island Advance. Not only does the Staten Island Advance have full coverage of the tournament, but we are committed to covering Island youth sports year-round and all news close to home. Pick up the paper today and look for great subscriber deals now for our loyal readership. Visit us online at silive.com for news and photos of this week's tournament and all the breaking news on Staten Island, the nation, and the world. The news of Staten Island is the Staten Island Advance and silive.com.
And we are back from Great Kills Little League, where the SJS Bulls are off to a great start as they lead 8-0 heading to the bottom half of inning number 2. Penfield will send 4, 5, and 6 to the plate. And returning to the mound is Jeremy Katz.
Well, Joe, it just kind of feels fitting that the Bulls' team colors are red. They're just seeing red right now with all the pitches they've gotten so far in this game. Early 8-0 lead here in this second inning.
First pitch in the home second, grounded to third. That is a nice pick over at third, and the throw is just in time.
How about the stretch over at first base as well? All around, great defense right there by SJS.
Delgado with the scoop, and Saxon with the stretch over at first. That was a close play, Nick. Following this next pitch, we'll get a look at it on replay. Sapir retired, and now Jace Hoagie, the batter. He takes down an in-ball 1.
Here's a second look. You see right there towards his knees. Nice play. Throw was on a little bit off the line, but that's a great play over at first base. Huge stretch to get the out just in time to record that first out of the inning.
It was very close. Did it require a slowed down second look, Nick?
Well, I'll double check, but I don't think it did. I think that was the right call.
Good to hear. This is outside. Count now 2 balls and 1 strike on Hoagie.
Might look at it one more time in a second after this at bat.
Count 3-1 now. And Katz in danger of putting his first man on base. And that is indeed low, ball 4. It's a 1-out walk, and Jace Hoagie is on as the first Penfield base runner.
See if I can pause it at the exact time the ball was caught, but you see the runner going down that first base line. It's a close one, Joe. I'll give you that. I think they got the right call, but it was bang-bang. It was about a 50-50 call right there over at first base.
That pitch fouled away. Count no balls and 1 strike on Patrick DePaula. DePaula gets the start behind the plate in this game. Comes to bat here with a man on and 1 out. And that breaking ball sails over his head, 1-1.
If you're Penfield, still some time in this game. They got to chip away at some point. Get some runs right here. Gives yourself a chance as this game goes on.
That pitch on the outside corner for called strike 2. Katz looking to bounce back after issuing the 1-out walk. He's ahead 1 ball and 2 strikes on DePaula. And there's a swing and a miss for strike 3.
Blew that fastball right past him right there. And there's now 2 gone in the inning.
Mario Barbieri, the pitcher, will be the batter here as he takes on his counterpart. Barbieri, the 3rd pitcher
Well, we should say the former pitcher.
Well, the former pitcher,
Yeah.
you're right. See, that's what happens when you don't update the scorecard. He was the third pitcher as they throw behind the runner at first, and
Just
getting
got
back
in.
was Hoagie, but Barbieri was the third pitcher. Sapir, the fourth pitcher, that is in there right now, as that's taken low. 1-1. We're still operating on the old pen and paper, Nick. Keeping the scorecard by hand.
What's the scorecard's name again? That you?
It is a scorecard being kept inside of the Ultimate Scorebook.
Yes, Ultimate Scorebook.
A
yes.
long discontinued baseball scoring book. Dave and I both huge fans. This is my first time using it, and I'll have to try and dig up some more copies on eBay. As that swung on and missed, and they throw one off the helmet of the runner, who will move up to second.
Don't see that often.
No, you do not. There was nobody covering over at first. The ball bounced right off of Hoagie's helmet, and he moves up to second. Well, that'll be a throwing error on the catcher. And now a runner in scoring position for Penfield with 2 outs, as that's fouled back by Barbieri.
Here's that play over at first. The pitch thrown, but as you mentioned, first baseman wasn't on the bag, and you saw it right there. Went right off of his helmet, got into right field. And now, as you mentioned, a runner in scoring position.
And that's chopped toward the left side and through for a base hit. Forced to hold was Hoagie. He stops at third. And Penfield now has runners on the corners after a 2-out base hit by Mario Barbieri.
Well, for Penfield right there, Joe, as well, they get their first hit of this game. So they're into the hit column, and now they have first and third. Still 2 outs, but an RBI chance right here. As I mentioned earlier on, trying to chip back into this game, and they could do so right here.
Big at-bat here for Luke Gerslin with 2 outs, 2 on, and his team looking for their first run of this state championship. He's quickly ahead 1-0. And the 1-0 is swung on and missed. Count even, 1 ball and 1 strike.
Let's try to escape some early jam right here in the second. It's 1 out away from doing so.
That's fouled off toward the concourse. And the count runs to 1-2. This next pitch for Katz, number 34. He's kept that pitch count relatively low early. So that's fouled back. Unfortunately for Penfield, that's relatively low, matched up against a team that has really struggled to find the strike zone early. Looking to crack into the run column here. Another 1-2 coming. And that's it out toward right field. Base hit. Moving up to second, Barbieri into scorers Hoagie. And it's an RBI single for Luke Gerslin. Penfield now on the board. It's 8-1.
Huge hit right there for Penfield, Joe. They get on the score column with that RBI single and now make this 8-1. A little bit of a 2-out rally going here for Penfield as they, as I mentioned, try to chip back into this one, now trailing by 7 once again.
That should definitely help with the morale in that Penfield dugout. It was a really rough start to this game, but you get the sense, Nick, that with so much time left, if they can find command of the strike zone out on the bump, this game is certainly not over, and they could go a long way toward a comeback with an extra base hit right here. Carter Graham will be the batter. Graham, the extra hitter, batting out of the 9th spot in the Penfield batting order.
Lefty looking for a big hit right here. Try to extend this inning for Penfield.
That pitch taken up and away, ball 1. Keep in mind as well, your run ratio could come into play if there is a tie in your pool. That pitch swung on.
Our old friend, the run ratio.
The run ratio. We're not going to talk about that at all
Yes.
until Thursday. We're not even going to mention any calculations until
I'm
then.
shocked you mentioned it now.
Well, I mentioned its existence. We will
Yes.
not attempt any calculations
Okay.
until Thursday.
Yeah, that was very confusing math when we tried to do that one year.
But the amount of runs you concede in a game do matter. However, My understanding is that run ratio is runs allowed divided by 6. So that pitch taken outside. Count 2-2.
This will be pitch number 40 upcoming right here for Cats.
Well, they've made him work a bit here in the second after a 1-2-3 first inning. The 2-2. On the inside corner for a called strike 3. Cats strands a pair on base, and Penfield cracks into the run column for the first time. They score once on a walk and a couple of base hits. We head to the third. SJS over Penfield, 8-1.
Deli, we're glad to be your go-to pizzeria, serving you the best pies, signature sandwiches, and gourmet meals in Staten Island since 1971. Visit us at 5373 Arthur Kill Road to find out why we're the island's best for quick bites and full-sized catering. Whether in person or on location with our food truck making stops and bringing it all to you, Town Deli is where excellence in quality meets taste. Voted the island's best. Stop on in and let us serve you. Awards and Trophy Center is proud to sponsor this week's New York State Little League Championship. Located at 1600 Highland Boulevard on Staten Island, we pride ourselves in not only building trophies, but building relationships as we service our community and treat you like family. Your event and its achievements deserve the best. That's why Country Awards and Trophy Center is ready to work with all of our clients to make your event a memorable one, with awards, trophies, and gifts that make a lasting impression. Come see why we love our customers and they love us. Visit us today.
And we are back from Great Kills Little League as we head to the third inning in our first game of pool play. It's a big lead for the SJS Bulls. They lead Penfield Little League by a score of 8-1. But Nick, Penfield battling back, got a run across in the bottom half of the second. They now need to find their command on the mound. And if they do, there's still plenty of baseball left to be played.
Well, we saw Vinny Sapir come out of relief in that last inning for Penfield, Joe, and now he comes back out here for the top of the third. Still a 7-run game. Penfield did get a run back in that previous half inning, but as you mentioned, they could really use some strong pitching if they want to get back into this game.
For SJS here in the road third, they will send 6, 7, and 8 to the plate. Behind 0-1 is Eric Hansen. He walked his first time up. Count now even, 1 ball and 1 strike. There's a swing and a miss. It's now 1-2.
1-2 count here for Sapir. Chance to get a strikeout.
That one fouled away. So Sapir got the start over at third. They had to completely realign their defense with all the pitching changes. So unfortunately, we don't have an official alignment, but we know who's who out there. As that's it out to shallow right, falling fast, base hit. Hansen takes the turn, but he stops at first, and he's on with a leadoff single.
A little blooper out into right field for a second, Joe. Where that ball was going, I said I had to look over to make sure it wasn't going to get a little bit more airtime on it, but that one just did drop out right towards him right field, and it's a leadoff single for SJS.
Well, at least I didn't say it was hit to left field.
I wasn't going to say anything about it.
There's a bunt toward the third base line. Only plays to first, and they get the out there. A successful sacrifice for Kevin Moran moves Hansen up to second, and once again SJS has a runner in scoring position.
And once again, they move that runner into scoring position via the bunt.
Bulls not shy about employing some small ball. As that's taken up and in, ball 1. James Santelli at the plate. Extra hitter batting out of the number 8 spot in the order. He struck out his first time.
Got a nice look at that last base hit.
That's it out to shallow right. Foul territory, out of play. Count even at 1.
Long run out there in right field towards that right field corner.
The new right fielder, Anthony Chavari. As I mentioned before, shuffling all around for this Penfield defense. As that's off the glove of the catcher into the backstop, but holding at second is Hansen. There's a swing and a miss at a high fastball. Count even at 2-2 now. The 2-2. And that's lined toward the middle, base hit. That one into center, past the glove of the diving shortstop Murray. And the Bulls now have runners on the corners with just one out, threatening to add to their lead.
That one was a rocket over towards short, as you mentioned, Joe. And just past the diving shortstop into center, base hit. They hold the runner over at third. But once again, it is first and third, one out once again for the Bulls.
At the plate now will be Lucas Costas. He's 0 for 1 with a strikeout. Over at first base, they have DiGiacomo playing in, as that's taken up and in. And you know they're alert to that runner taking off for second as well, Nick.
Yeah, you have to think that they're going to be looking towards second base at some point during this at bat as we get a second look at that previous base hit.
That one grounded to second. Could be two. They get one. And they get two. 4-6-3 on the double play. And that will do it for SJS here in the third. Sapir escapes the inning unscathed as the 4-6-3 double play brings the top half of the third to a close with our score, SJS 8 and Penfield 1.
State Little League Championship is proud to have Dave & Buster's as a proud sponsor. Where are you going after the game? There's only one place with delicious food, ice-cold drinks, games on the big screen, and fun for the whole family. Food and drink specials are available all week with the latest video games and the biggest arcade on the island. Redeem tokens for great prizes and come back often because Dave & Buster's is the place to be for game day and all the days in between. Turn on the fun with Dave & Buster's on Staten Island.
The Staten Island Fairy Hawks are proud to be a sponsor of this year's New York State Little League Championship because one championship organization deserves another. Come check out another amazing season with us at Staten Island University Hospital Community Ballpark with great ticket and group deals, theme nights, and fireworks displays. Good luck to all of our teams this week from your friends at the Staten Island Fairy Hawks. We'll see you at the game.
And we are back from Great Kills Little League. Our score 8-1, SJS over Penfield, but a huge double play grounder got Penfield out of trouble as they put the first pitch in play here in the home third. And very quickly, Ben Baker is retired on the grounder to the left side.
Another great play over at third base once again. Good start to this inning. One pitch, one out here in the home third.
Baker, the 10th place hitter in the Penfield lineup, due up behind him. Here in the home third, Chavari and Emerine. Anthony Chavari getting his first at-bat here, and he fouls that pitch back.
Going back to that last half inning, Joe, you mentioned the inning double play. We talked about it a couple times here for these tournaments. You don't very often see that double play ball get into effect. We've seen it a couple times here during these tournaments, and none bigger right there for Penfield to get out of that last half inning.
That bunt attempt sent foul, and the count runs to 0-2. Quick two-strike count for Katz on Chavari. And he goes up and in, forcing Chavari to back off the plate. It's 1 ball and 2 strikes.
So the SJS bottom half of their lineup do some good work, get a couple walks. And that second inning, I want to chop down the first base line and foul.
Count remains 1-2. Penfield scoring their lone run in the last inning as Chavari calls for time. 4 in each of the first 2 innings for SJS. And that one forces Chavari to dance off the plate, 2-2.
Cats now at 46 pitches here in this third. We spoke about earlier the certain thresholds for pitch count.
That one bounced to first. Easy play over there for Saxon. And he steps on the bag for out number 2.
So Chavari worked the at-bat right there, got it to even at 2-2, grounds out for the second out of the inning. And Cats has a chance here for a 1-2-3 home third.
Braden Emerine, the batter. Number 12 hitter. Takes low. Ball 1. The 1-0. Once again low, 2-0. Cats prepared to work very quickly. We saw Chavari call for time in the previous at-bat as that was chopped off the batter. 2-1.
We've seen pitchers work quickly in their stances. You know, when we cover our college games, obviously the pitch clock now in effect in those games, but you would get the sense as if we had a pitch clock here at Little League with the way Cats is pitching.
That one chopped over Cats, played it short, and the throw to first is in time. Strong arm on display there by Barbado. And once again, Penfield goes down 1-2-3 in the third. We head to the fourth. SJS in front, 8-1.
K&S Industrial is your all-in-one supply and tool store for commercial, industrial, and domestic industries. A leader in HVAC supply stores, K&S provides various building and maintenance supplies for office buildings, industrial plants, schools, homes, and more. We also specialize in getting our customers hard-to-find items. If you're looking for HVAC supply stores that also offer anything else you might need, look no further than K&S Industrial. If they make it, we'll get it. K&S Industrial.
When it comes to sports, why be good when you can be legendary? At Legend Sporting Goods in Brooklyn, we service the community with only the best custom apparel, embroidery, and service, specializing in youth sports, so that the leaders of today become the legends of tomorrow. We're proud to support all of this week's great athletes and invite everyone to check us out and make us a part of your team. Come see why Legend Sporting Goods is in a class by itself. Visit us online or call us now.
And we are back from Great Kills with a quick reminder that you can enjoy the New York State Little League Baseball Championship all week long for free on YouTube. But if you want to get rid of those YouTube ads and support Great Kills and PDF, check us out on Boxcast. Ad-free viewing on Boxcast, complete with live chat, just $5 for the entire week. You can reach out to Nick and I via the live chat as well. I am attempting to moderate that, but our computer and phones overheating just a bit. So we're working on that, and we'll have that sorted out by tomorrow. Meanwhile, we begin the fourth inning here at Great Kills. SJS will send 10, 11, and 12 to the plate as that's grounded up the middle for a base hit by Gary Rocco. For Rocco, he's on for the second time, walked in his first at-bat, and he's on with a single to lead off here in the fourth.
Good start to the inning right there. Sixth hit of the game for SJS. And a leadoff single now. Give them a runner on to start this top half of the fourth.
That first pitch misses to JT Borowski. He's the catcher. He walked his first time. And we talk about it quite a bit, but you hate to issue walks down at the bottom of that lineup, not only because those typically aren't the biggest bats in the order, but because there's usually a lot of speed down there as well. You put those batters on to begin an inning, and it puts you in a tough spot immediately.
Cross to a big swing and a miss right there, now 1-2.
A chance here to try and put that leadoff base hit behind him for Sapir. He's ahead 1-2 on Borowski. And Borowski goes down swinging.
Nice bounce back right there from Sapir. Gets the strikeout. First out of the inning. Now brings up Falcone. And again, we talked about it, you know, Joe, at the bottom half of that order. You want to get this out right here because right after Falcone, it's back to the top of the lineup.
Conversation here among the battery mates. You said it, Nick, top of the order up behind Hunter Falcone, who's at the plate here, showing bunt. And did he contact the ball? He did.
Yeah.
I thought so, but it didn't look like the infield or the base runner were sure.
Yeah, they were. I wasn't sure either.
Yeah. Falcone laid down a bunt his last time, came up with a couple of men on. And he hits that one toward the left field line, but foul. He's behind 0-2 now. One away in the inning, top of the order behind Falcone and a runner on. And there's a good off-speed pitch. The runner was going and the throw was high. It's a stolen base for Rocco. Falcone goes down swinging, and there are now two gone.
Nice off-speed pitch, as you mentioned, Joe, to get that second now recorded via the strikeout. But as you also mentioned, the stolen base now awards an RBI opportunity here with two gone in the inning.
There's a big swing and a miss by Chase Saxon for strike one. And it really looks like Vinny Sapir is settling into a rhythm out on the rubber right now. After that leadoff base hit, he has struck out consecutive batters. And he's ahead 0-2 here.
One strike away from another punch-out. A chance to strand that runner over at second. Keep this a 7-run game.
That misses high, 1-2.
He's currently at 33 pitches since he came in relief.
That one bounces off the chest protector, and that allows Rocco to move up to third. By my scoring, Nick, I have 4 wild pitches in the game for Penfield, and a couple of those have been costly. Then, of course, they allowed a runner to steal home,
right,
as that missed for ball 3.
And think about now this at bat. It was 0-2. Now it's 3-2.
There's a swing and a miss for strike 3. 3 consecutive strikeouts after a leadoff base hit allowed by Sapir. And he strikes out the side in the road 4th inning. We head to the home half of inning number 4. SJS over Penfield 8-1.
Staten Island Academy is the only pre-K through 12 independent school on Staten Island. And it really is designed for students to go through the entire educational experience in one setting.
What the Academy seeks to do is take every student to accelerate their gifts and their strengths and to find those gifts and strengths that are yet unknown.
I think the community is something that you can't match anywhere else. It just makes you feel comfortable doing what you like to do every single day.
And we are back for the home 4th inning from Great Kills Little League. SJS over Penfield 8-1. 4 runs in the first, 4 runs in the second for the Bulls, 1 for Penfield in the bottom half of inning number 2. And they will send the top of their lineup to the plate here in the 4th. And Nick, you get the sense that trailing by 7, this is the inning where Penfield would like to make something happen.
And they'll face a new pitcher out here in this bottom half of the 4th inning, Gary Rocco, who was one of the extra hitters in this game, now goes on the mound in this spot. Jeremy Katz's day is done. And now we'll see if Rocco can keep this a 7-run game. But as you mentioned for Penfield, big spot now when you're facing this relief pitcher. Can you start making that comeback now, or is it a little bit too late?
I think now's the time, Nick. You're trailing by 7, top of the lineup. This part of the order may not get another chance if you don't rally. Right. So I think it's prime time for a rally if you're Penfield. And we'll see what they can do against the new pitcher. And sometimes seeing a different arm out there helps you get going as a lineup. Katz was pretty good in this game. Had a couple of 1-2-3 innings in the first and third. Allowed a walk and a couple of singles in the second to bring home the run. But he had himself a nice outing. 1 run and just the 2 base hits allowed in 3 innings. He struck out 4.
And I'd have to check afterwards what his pitch count was. I thought maybe it was in the 70s. I could be wrong about that number.
That seems high.
Yeah, I didn't think it was that high.
I don't think it's that high. And there's a hard hit ball through the left side, base hit. And Easton Sage has Penfield off to a nice start here in the 4th.
Yeah, we'll have to see what the number was at the end of the day, but that plays a factor for the rest of this tournament because you want to see when you can bring cats in the next time during this tournament. But going back to this at bat, nice leadoff single to start the home half of the fourth as Penfield looks to make that rally.
That pitch misses up and away, ball one. At the plate here, Colin Murray grounded out to second, his first time. And he fouls that one off, 1 ball and 1 strike.
Let's look at that last base hit off the bat of Sage getting on first base with nobody out in the inning. Murray, who started this game on the mound now for Penfield, looking to do some damage.
There's a breaking ball in at the letters. At least I thought he called it a strike.
He
was going to the pitch counter.
Oh, right. I think he was also adjusting his mask for a second, too.
Yeah, that's a ball. It missed high. I thought that breaking ball certainly missed, and it did. 2-1. And that's low for ball 3. They throw behind the runner, and they got him. Sage got caught too far off of first base. He stumbled trying to slide back in.
Okay, look at that reap in just a moment.
That's chopped to second. That might have been a double play grounder anyway.
Yeah.
As they retire Murray for out number 2.
That's kind of a rally killer right there, Joe, getting caught on the bases like that. And you saw the stumble. It really hurt them right there. Sage not able to get back into first base in time. And just like that, the leadoff single now, nobody on, and now 2 gone in the inning.
And Max DiGiacomo chases the first pitch down low, swings over the top of it. He's behind 0-1. DiGiacomo struck out his first time up. And he's quickly in a 2-strike hole here.
Back-to-back off-speed pitches right there from Rocco has fooled DiGiacomo in this at-bat. He's 1 strike away from the punch-out.
And they tried to go off-speed down low again. Couldn't get him to chase. Now, I mistakenly said DePaula behind the plate. That's the catcher on the Penfield side of things. As that swung on and missed for strike 3, but credit where it's due for J.T. Borowski, the catcher on the side of SJS. He threw behind the runner and got that out at first. Meanwhile, a strikeout brings the home 4th inning to a close, and we head to the 5th. SJS over Penfield 8-1.
This tournament would not be possible without the great support of the Staten Island Advance. Not only does the Staten Island Advance have full coverage of the tournament, but we are committed to covering Island youth sports year-round and all news close to home. Pick up the paper today and look for great subscriber deals now for our loyal readership. Visit us online at silive.com for news and photos of this week's tournament and all the breaking news on Staten Island, the nation, and the world. The news of Staten Island is the Staten Island Advance and silive.com.
Deli, we're glad to be your go-to pizzeria, serving you the best pies, signature sandwiches, and gourmet meals in Staten Island since 1971. Visit us at 5373 Arthur Kill Road to find out why we're the island's best for quick bites and full-sized catering. Whether in person or on location with our food truck making stops and bringing it all to you, Town Deli is where excellence in quality meets taste. Voted the island's best. Stop on in and let us serve you.
And we are back from Great Kills, where SJS leads Penfield 8-1. The Bulls will send 2, 3, and 4 to the plate here in the top half of the 5th inning. Vinny Sapir back to the mound for Penfield, and he's pitched pretty well since coming into the game, Nick. First batter he will face here. Dominic Simonella chops that one on the infield. He's quickly retired for the first out.
1 pitch, 1 out here in the top half of the 5th inning, but a tough break in that last inning, Joe, for Penfield. They got the leadoff single to start the inning, then a caught at first base on the throw from behind the plate really hurt Penfield. It kind of ruined the momentum they had to start that inning, and they go down 1-2-3 technically.
They did face the minimum with that pickoff over at first. Once again, credit to the Bulls catcher, J.T. Borowski, for that heads-up play. And that's a gamble that you can afford to take as a catcher when you're leading, as that was made by the current center fielder. As we mentioned before, major realignment for Penfield, but Emerine, who started the game in right, is now in center, and he made that last catch.
Now bring up now Delgado with 2 gone in the innings, made a big factor at the plate, as well as third base.
Number 13, Andrew Barbado.
Center field camera succumbing to the heat again. We do apologize for that, but I think Nick has it sorted out.
Yeah, we'll have to see, because when we switch it over to that center field camera, as right on cue.
It's blooped to right center, base hit. Delgado turning third, heads home, and it's an RBI base hit for Andrew Barbado. He now has 3 runs batted in, and SJS leads at 9-1.
Well, Delgado kept the inning going with that double to extend it, and then he's brought home on the RBI single to now make it a 9-1 game off the bat of Barbado.
Is our center field camera back, Nick?
I think we're good now.
All right. What I'm going to do is head out there and check on the system. We are not operating it with a battery.
It was more this camera to our right. That's the camera that was giving me the issue.
All right. So you meant our outfield camera, not our center field camera. Okay. That's hit out to shallow right. And ranging back on the infield to make that catch from his second base position was Hoagie. And that will do it for SJS in the road 5th inning. But the Bulls tack on a run. A couple of 2-out base hits, a double by Delgado, an RBI single by Barbado. And SJS extends their lead back to 8. Our score, 9-1.
Awards and Trophy Center is proud to sponsor this week's New York State Little League Championship. Located at 1600 Highland Boulevard on Staten Island, we pride ourselves in not only building trophies, but building relationships as we service our community and treat you like family. Your event and its achievements deserve the best. That's why Country Awards and Trophy Center is ready to work with all of our clients to make your event a memorable one, with awards, trophies, and gifts that make a lasting impression. Come see why we love our customers and they love us. Visit us today.
State Little League Championship is proud to have Dave & Buster's as a proud sponsor. Where are you going after the game? There's only one place with delicious food, ice-cold drinks, games on the big screen, and fun for the whole family. Food and drink specials are available all week with the latest video games and the biggest arcade on the island. Redeem tokens for great prizes and come back often because Dave & Buster's is the place to be for game day and all the days in between. Turn on the fun with Dave & Buster's on Staten Island.
And we are back from Great Kills Little League as we head to the bottom half of the 5th inning. And for Penfield in the home 5th, they will send 4, 5, and 6 to the plate. Nick, we thought they needed to rally in the last inning. Now trailing by 8 again. They really need that rally here.
Yeah, time is of the essence right now for Penfield in this spot, Joe. An 8-run deficit once again. And it's a tough one because Penfield was 1 out away from a 1-2-3 top half of the 5th inning. Delgado's double kept the inning extended. Barbado brought him home on the RBI single. Now a 9-1 deficit for Penfield here in the home 5th.
Vinny Sapir will lead things off for Penfield. He will face Gary Rocco for the first time after Rocco came on in relief in the last inning. Penfield sending some players down to the bullpen here. And that first pitch is fouled back. Sapir 0 for 1, grounded out to third his first time. And he chased that pitch well out of the zone. It's 0-2.
You know, I'm just noticing it now, Joe. Do you see the bat he has? He's using right now.
The pencil bat.
That's a pencil, yeah. I just noticed that now.
That's chopped foul.
How about that?
Well, I hate to say it, Nick, but where I come from on the Diamond and MLB The Show, only the tryhards use the pencil bat. I do love it as an aesthetic, though. It is great. And if you're feeling cheeky, sometimes you turn the pencil bat on. That one misses low.
I'll tell you what, though, it gives you a nice reminder for some of these kids that school's almost around the corner, unfortunately, for some of them.
Not quite. I think their mind
obviously is on this tournament.
Very far from that. As that foul ball heads our way. Now, Nick, you understand that if a foul ball comes here,
I'm ready.
Protect the equipment above all else.
Yes.
If you have to sacrifice your body for the equipment, you do it. That skips in for a ball, 2-2.
I think I could try to make an attempt to catch it.
From where we are, I think we'd be okay.
I tell you what, if I caught it right in front of the camera, that'd be a good replay. Maybe we get a good shot of it.
Perhaps. As that's hit high in the air down the left field line. Foul ground and off the glove of the left fielder right at the wall. Now, did we get that in our outfield camera, Nick? I would think we did.
I believe we did, yeah.
That was really close. Out in left field.
Yes, we did.
Is Costas. At least he was to start the game. I don't like to assume as the game goes on because there was a lot of reshuffling that occurs with pitching changes.
Yeah, it's really tough.
I believe that was Costas as that's chopped to third. Another chance for Delgado, and he showed off the arm on that one, Nick.
You could hear the velocity of that throw from up here.
Sapir retired 5-3 for the second time, and there's one away here in the home fifth.
We know Jeremy Katz has started the game for SJS is now at first base. I'm sure he's feeling the after effects of that throw from Delgado.
I hope he had the first baseman's mitt on. He does, I could see it.
Yeah.
That pitch in at the knees for a strike.
Not easy when you have a humid day, then you have a very hard throw from your third baseman.
That one chopped foul by Jace Hoagie, 0-2 now.
I gotta say, it's kind of cruel to be driving an ice cream truck right now past this field where these kids are probably thinking about having some ice cream right now.
Sounds pretty good to me.
Yeah.
As that's chopped foul again.
I think it's also cruel now towards us that I just brought that up. I wish I didn't see it.
Just a bit.
I wish I didn't see it.
They're treating us very well via the concession stand, but
of course,
I think at some point this week I'm going to have a Slurpee. That one fouled straight into the Bulls' dugout. Heads up in there.
That took a very interesting angle to get in there.
There is not a big opening. It is tough to put one in the dugout. Really tough.
I'm not sure how he got it in there.
I would say that opening is probably about 8 to 10 inches.
Yeah.
How about this breeze?
Keep it this way.
That's it pretty well out to right center field and caught on the move by Eric Hansen.
So far, so good for you, Joe.
No mistaking right field for left field or vice versa. I'm doing pretty well.
We're going to have a pitcher change here as well for SJS as Rocco's day is down the mound. Good job out in relief, but off to a good start. Let's keep it that way the rest of this tournament.
Well, he entered that at bat under 20 pitches, so they get him out with the pitch count officially coming in under 20. I think it's where you begin the at bat, if I recall.
And we hear Enter Sandman coming in.
So who has the privilege of entering to that music? It looks like it's Chase Saxon. Saxon, a left-hander.
Always get goosebumps when you hear this music, especially coming from a Yankee fan. Always get some nice feelings and, good memories of one of the greats of all time.
Mariano Rivera. Speaking of retired numbers in New York sports, they retired David Wright's number yesterday.
Yeah.
I would have loved to be there, but work came calling. We had a game on PDF yesterday in the Vetera Liga, which is the NFL of Finland. For those watching on Boxcast, you can check out more from the PDF Sports Network, including the Maple League. Yesterday's game, not the closest, but I'd recommend the Roosters and the Butchers game. That was by far our most closely contested game of the season, our Week 1 championship rematch between the Roosters and Crocodiles, another good one. I'd recommend those two.
And for us, Joe, next Saturday, a big matchup that we're going to be calling here on PDF, the the AAL2, not yet for that, the AAL2 championship game next week, as the Jersey Bearcats looking for their second banner. But it's going to be tough. They got to get past Mississippi if they want to do so.
That game exclusively on pay-per-view via Boxcast, and will take place on Saturday.
For those who will be tuning into the softball tournament, we'll be here for the first 2 games, I believe, of that tournament, and then we'll be making our way to Waraneko.
We'll have some work to do to coordinate that, as that's popped up on the infield and caught battling the sunlight by Simonello.
How about that? 1 pitch, 1 out to get out of the inning for him.
You will take that every time. As you said, Nick, 1 pitch for Saxon. He records the 3rd out in the 5th, and we head to the 6th. SJS over Penfield, 9-1.
The Staten Island Ferry Hawks are proud to be a sponsor of this year's New York State Little League Championship because one championship organization deserves another. Come check out another amazing season with us at Staten Island University Hospital Community Ballpark with great ticket and group deals, theme nights, and fireworks displays. Good luck to all of our teams this week from your friends at the Staten Island Ferry Hawks. We'll see you at the game.
NYS Industrial is your all-in-one supply and tool store for commercial, industrial, and domestic industries. A leader in HVAC supply stores, K&S provides various building and maintenance supplies for office buildings, industrial plants, schools, homes, and more. We also specialize in getting our customers hard-to-find items. If you're looking for HVAC supply stores that also offer anything else you might need, look no further than K&S Industrial. If they make it, we'll get it. K&S Industrial.
And we are back from Great Kills Little League as we begin the 6th inning in our first game of pool play. Our score 9-1, SJS over Penfield. On the side of SJS, they will send 7, 8, and 9 to the plate. And Vinny Sapir, who's pitched really well in relief for Penfield, heads back to the mound. He'll look to get 3 more outs for his team and set them up for hopes of a big rally in the home half of the 6th.
Would certainly be a memorable rally if they do so. We, of course, called a very infamous game last year here, Joe, and the final game of pool play, where that was pretty much a marathon in that game. So Penfield would like to try to extend this game, but first they obviously need to get past this inning and keep this an 8-run game.
Our final game of pool play last year, EGC against North Shore.
What a game.
Was it 11 or 13 innings? It was a lot.
I think it was 13.
It was a lot.
I don't know. I might have been longer than that.
I don't think so, as that's hit well out to left center field, and that will find the gap for an extra base hit off the bat of Kevin Moran. Moran will stop at second with a leadoff double, and just like that, SJS has a man in scoring position.
Well, what a way to kickstart this inning, Joe. 1 pitch into this 6th, and it's a stand-up double to start for SJS, as they look to extend their lead.
They continue to pile up the hits. I think that's double digits now, Nick.
I'll take your word for it. I think I have them at 9, but I could be wrong about that number.
That one grounded to the left side by Santelli. And James Santelli is thrown out at first as the runner moves up to third. Moran advancing on the throw, and that play was made close. A good throw across the diamond there to make that play close by DiGiacomo.
Yeah, we'll see how close it was on the replay. It was a bang-bang play over the third base. Very risky play right there for SJS. They are up 8 runs, but could have cost them an out right there.
I think you're at a point in the game now, leading by 8, where you take that chance, and if run ratio does come into play later, one more run could help you. You never know. You can't take your foot off the gas, that's for sure, as that's hit a mile high on the infield.
Don't worry, I say it, Joe.
Foul territory, it's caught. DiGiacomo makes the catch.
Any foul ball that's going to get hit down this first base line, we have to keep a heads out to see where exactly it is.
So Lucas Costas retired quickly, and Gary Rocco will be the batter. Rocco has reached base twice, walked and singled.
And I'm thinking about it now, going back to that game we were talking about a little bit before. I think it was 13 because we were talking about, 7-inning stretches or something. So I think maybe we had 13 that game. We were getting close to maybe the 14-inning stretch or something in that one.
It was a long, long night here at Great Kills, and
we had the skills competition the next day, too.
We said, we had the semifinal the next day. This was the final game of pool play.
Right,
and the game, in terms of the standings, didn't mean anything. Both teams had been eliminated, and the seeding was set.
Yes.
So nothing coming from that game except pride and plenty of memories to the kids out there. We said it at the time. They put on a show, and they'll never forget that game. That one fouled away by Rocco.
We certainly haven't forgotten it.
No.
We thought about staying overnight here at Great Kills, try to find a cot or something and just stay indoors and get ready for the next morning.
Well, I am a big Hilton Honors member, and I was ready to stay on Staten Island last night to make the setup and travel a bit easier.
There goes the runner.
The runner heads home. I don't know if that's going to be a wild pitch or a pass ball, Nick. It was high, but right off the glove. What do you think?
I would think that's a pass ball just because it hit the glove like that.
Yeah, I'm with you. So Moran scores on the passed ball. Rocco draws his second walk. He's now reached base 3 times. And that might be all for Vinny Sapir.
He's at 52 pitches. I think you're right. It looks like he is coming out.
It looks that way, but is he leaving?
He's leaving.
Yes, he is. All right, new pitcher on the side of Penfield is Luke Gerslin. He will take over for Vinny Sapir, who pitched pretty well in this game. Inherited a tough spot, a large deficit, allowed 1 in the 5th, 1 in the 6th. But overall, a good outing for him, helping Penfield not dig too deep into that pitching rotation and burn arms here on day 1 of pool play.
Yeah, now we'll see if he can get the final out of this 6th. But now for Penfield, it's a 9-run deficit down to their final 3 outs of this game. So it will take a very memorable comeback, as I mentioned earlier on in the sitting, if they want to pull this one off and at least tie the game or maybe even walk it off and try to somehow end today with a 1-0 record in pool play.
Penfield an out away from keeping this game where it is. Whether or not the Bulls score again, Penfield will bat because they have to hit in the home half of the inning. But typically the mercy rule is invoked at 10 runs. That will not impact this game, as again, Penfield, the home team, would have to bat as we play in the 6th inning. So, as I mentioned, Gerslin, the new pitcher. First batter he will face is the number 11 hitter, JT Borowski. He's reached on a walk and scored. Has also impacted this game with his arm from behind the plate, picking off the runner Easton Sage over at first after he began the 4th inning with a base hit. Make that the 3rd inning.
Great turnout here today, Joe, here at Great Kills. And our next game, we'll see South Shore. I'm sure a bunch of people here from South Shore looking to see if they can repeat as the NYS State tournament champs. There goes the runner, and he's safe.
Stolen base very quickly for Rocco, and now he moves into scoring position. And I was correct. Sage did come to bat and was picked off in the 4th. Have to slide over the markings on my scorecard here. But we're all good to go. And now an opportunity for Borowski, ahead 2-0 with a runner in scoring position. He has a chance to make this a 10-run game. And he took a big cut there as he fouls that one back.
He's taking a couple big cuts in this game. As you mentioned, fouls that one off. Now 2-1 to count.
Here comes the 2-1. Hit sharply down the first baseline, foul ball. And a good diving stop, nonetheless, by DiGiacomo.
Yeah, great play right there. Certainly saved the run if it did go fair.
It's now 2-2. Gerslin looking for one more strike to get out of this, and that's a foul ball. Count remains 2-2. At the very least, SJS has really made this pitching staff for Penfield work in this game. Haven't given away any at-bats as that's hit deep to right field. Toward the corner, it one-hops the wall. The throw comes in from the right field corner, but not nearly in time to prevent the run from scoring. And it's an RBI double for JT Borowski. The lead for SJS now 10. It is 11-1.
That one was a rocket out into right field, Joe. Thought maybe that could be a home run ball right there off the bat. Borowski. We've seen him take a couple big cuts in this one. Big cut right there awards him an RBI double.
How was my camera work, Nick? Did I get it?
You got it.
All right. It's good to hear. First time I've had to move the camera today.
Well, let's see for yourself.
A 2-man crew doing the job of 4. We have Nick Bavona on engineering and color commentary. Joe Foreman on the call, also operating our outfield camera as that's chopped to second. Easy play over at first. Will retire Hunter Falcone to end the road 6th inning. But not before SJS adds 2 more runs to their lead. They now lead it by 10. Our score with Penfield coming to bat in the home 6th is 11-1.
To sports, why be good when you can be legendary? At Legends Sporting Goods in Brooklyn, we service the community with only the best custom apparel, embroidery, and service, specializing in youth sports, so that the leaders of today become the legends of tomorrow. We're proud to support all of this week's great athletes and invite everyone to check us out and make us a part of your team. Come see why Legends Sporting Goods is in a class by itself. Visit us online or call us now.
Curing a rare heart disorder with a short life expectancy. Challenge accepted. Performing a life-changing brain surgery without a single incision. Challenge accepted. Helping a new mom give birth and receive a new liver. Challenge accepted. At Northwell's North Shore University Hospital, the nation's most brilliant minds come here to conquer healthcare's greatest obstacles, so that whatever comes through our doors, well, challenge accepted. North Shore University Hospital. Raise health.
And we are back here on the PDF Sports Network as we begin the home half of the 6th inning from Great Kills Little League. It is a big lead for St. James-Smithtown. They lead Penfield 11-1 in our opening game of this 2025 New York State Little League Baseball Championship. For Penfield, they will send 7, 8, and 9 to the plate here in the 6th inning, looking to put a dent in this lead. But, Nick, obviously, this is not the way they wanted to start pool play. That being said, they have not quit on this game. They have played hard from start to finish. And if you're Penfield, you'd like to put together an inning here, get a couple of runs across, and take something positive away in the late stages of this game.
Right, at least have some confidence going back into tomorrow's pool play game. So I think if you can get some runs here, you at least carry that over into tomorrow's pool play, where now you have to think to yourselves, listen, we're going to be 0-1 right now if we don't come back and pull off this comeback. But we would have to come back out here tomorrow, make sure we don't fall to 0-2 and potentially end our tournament hopes.
It is very, very tough to move on, though mathematically possible if you start 0-2. We had a situation like that a couple of years ago.
Year 1, I believe, right?
Yep. That pitch swung on and missed by Mario Barbieri, and he's quickly in a 2-strike hole. Barbieri does have one of the 2 Penfield hits in this game, make it one of 3 hits. And the 2-strike pitch, a breaking ball that misses outside, 1-2. 1-2. Breaking ball missing low. Count even 2 balls and 2 strikes.
A little bit of a breeze picking up here in right field.
Much needed on a day like this. 2-2. Down and in. And this is exactly what I'm talking about, Nick. Penfield has not given away at bats. And Barbieri, working from behind 0-2 now, has run it full.
Seen a couple of bats like this here today from both sides where the counts are at 0-2, now worked full.
And that's it out to right. And caught right in front of us.
Get a pop of the glove from that catch.
Sure could. Barbieri retired for the first out after a lengthy at-bat. And that will bring up Luke Gerslin. Gerslin also with one of the 3 Penfield hits, has the lone RBI in this game for Penfield. And he takes ball 1. The 1-0. Fouled off the ankle of Gerslin.
That one's going to hurt a little bit.
He'll walk it off. They'll give him some time. Penfield dugout making some noise as well. Trying to will Gerslin on.
At least I think that was from the dugout.
I think it was. The 1-1. In for strike 2. I think the home plate umpire got ahead of himself a bit there, Nick.
Yeah. Just a bit.
Just a bit.
The humidity might be
He didn't commit fully, though, so it's okay. And that breaking ball missed outside. The SJS fans in center field wanted that one.
It's a little bit different from us here because we were out in center field the last 2 years, so we could hear what some of them were saying, but we could still hear out here in right field. I see it this time, don't worry.
That foul toward the spectators. We made a lot of friends out in center field last
true.
year.
What was it, the Vuvuzelas a couple years? Was it last year or 2 years ago?
We had the Vuvuzelas a couple of years back. We had a pizza party out there last year, courtesy of the EGC fans. We thank them for that. There's a swing and a miss. That is strike 3. And Gerslin, a strikeout victim for out number 2.
And SJS now 1 out away from starting pool play 1-0.
Carter Graham will be the batter here. Graham struck out in his lone plate appearance.
Not often do we see lefty-lefty matchups here as well.
First pitch on its way. Breaking ball high, 1-0. The 1-0. Swing and a miss, and Graham was fooled by that pitch.
Count now even at 1 after that last one.
The 1-1. How about that for a breaking ball? Wow.
I don't know if you can consider that an eephus pitch, but
it's close.
That was a hanging breaking ball that fooled the batter right there. And SJS now 1 strike away from victory.
And that breaking ball missed. Graham completely fooled by that one. And you can tell, Nick, that with 1 out to go in this game, Saxon's breaking out the filthy breaking ball at this spot. He's trying to get a strikeout that way as he dials it up with that fastball, but misses 3-2. And to my point from before, Nick, Penfield not giving away any at-bats here.
Trying to extend this game with their bat right here. Once again, a full count.
Here comes the payoff pitch. Hit on the ground, right back to the mound. It is snagged by Saxon, and that will do it. St. James-Smithtown Little League begins pool play with a decisive 10-run victory over Penfield Little League. They win it 11-1.
And Joe, this really started from how they started this game. 4 runs in the first, 4 runs in the second. A really tough deficit to come back for if you were Penfield. To their credit, they did try their best in this one to come back, but the SJS bats were just too much for them in this one. Good pitching all around as well from this Bulls team. And now they start pool play 1-0. Penfield, not the end of the tournament for them just yet. They are 0-1. Have a chance to rebound back tomorrow and their second matchup of this pool play. But for SJS, Joe, we've talked about it. It is always very important for you to start pool play 1-0. You already had an early advantage for the next 2 games.
Well, I say it every year, Nick. You can make the case that the first game of pool play is the most important. If you get out to a 1-0 start, especially with a decisive win, you put yourself in such a good position, and you touched on it already. Scoring 8 in the first 2 innings gave them a cushion that they never really needed. It was a comfortable lead early on, and from there, SJS was really able to manage their pitching staff just about however they wanted. Penfield didn't mount any significant threat that put that lead in jeopardy, and that puts you in a great position as a team with a lead in the first game of pool play. So it is a win for the Bulls by a final score of 11-1. And before we sign off, we just want to let you know one final time that you can enjoy the New York State Little League Baseball Championship all week long, completely free on YouTube. However, if you get tired of those YouTube ads or just want to support Great Kills Little League and the PDF Sports Network, you can purchase our premium pass on Boxcast. Enjoy the entire week slate live or on demand without YouTube ads, and connect with Nick and I via the live chat. All that for just $5 over on Boxcast. All proceeds from sales of our premium pass go to Great Kills Little League and the PDF Sports Network. You can purchase Premium Pass access by scanning the QR code on your screen or visiting the link in the description of our YouTube videos for each game. But until our second game of pool play, this has been Joe Foreman alongside Nicholas Bavona. Once again, our final score, St. James-Smithtown 11, Penfield 1. Game 2 coming up next right here on PDF. You can check that out on YouTube via a separate stream. Same goes for Boxcast. South Shore Little League takes on Scotia Glenville Little League coming up next.